What's up, everybody? This is episode 69 of Hoops Talk with Dave's Joint. Shout outs to everybody that's been supporting us thus far. For those who haven't seen our content, check out our content on YouTube, Facebook, and IGTV. But without further ado, we have a very special guest this evening. This kid right here is a Philly native, and now he's starring at Georgia Highlands College in Georgia. I give you Mr. Langston Wilson. Langston, thank you for coming on, to share your testimonial with me.
Hey, no problem, man. I'm glad to be here.
Indeed. So, my very first question for you is, what motivates you to be successful in the game of basketball?
I mean, me personally, I had some personal things that I went through, and I missed high school basketball. So kind of, I can't necessarily get into too much detail about it, but motivationally wise, that's kind of why. When you've been through the things that I've been through, and kind of, have been in a certain type of situations that I was in, you create yourself. So just not being able to have it and being there now, I never want to take it for granted. It's easily, you're pretty much easily motivated, when you have that realization that it can really be taken away from you. A lot of people say like it's not going to always be there forever, but I don't think you really understand that until it's really taken away from you. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, man, I hear that completely. So, what motivates you? I'm sorry. Oh, we asked that question already. So, when did basketball first begin for you?
I mean, for me, kind of crazy. My first love, sports-wise, was soccer when I was younger. I played soccer, and then I played band. But it was kind of like probably around, I would say, I really start feeling and falling in love with basketball around like 8th and 9th grade, and I fell in love with just watching it. I remember the time period. It was when it was between the times of when LeBron was in Miami, and I remember being with my dad and our neighbors and just watching those NBA playoffs and watching those finals and stuff like that. And I'm like, yo, like, this is awesome. Like, I remember LeBron tossing up the chalk and then coming down the court, pounding his chest and doing a little thing with his legs and all of that. I'm like, damn, like that's what's up. Like, and I always wanted to play, but just had some unfortunate medical circumstances while I was in high school and couldn't really play. So, I mean, I feel as though for me, though, that like just sitting and watching like made me love the game even more. You know what I mean? Like you had to fall in love with different things than other people had to. I couldn't necessarily fall in love with playing because I couldn't play, but I fell in love with working out. Like I fell in love with watching practice. I fell in love with watching film. Like I really became like a student of the game, with like, I used to love like rebounding for the guys that played on my team. Like I used to love it. Like I remember like one of my teammates was in high school was Isaiah Wong. I remember like just he would be shooting around and I wouldn't even want to like shoot with him. I would just rebound for him. You know what I mean? Like I fell in love with little stupid stuff, little stuff that like a manager will fall in love with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So basically I was our 6'8" manager, you know what I'm saying? Kind of falling in love with different aspects of the game. So I mean, I feel as though I didn't get the traditional, I was born with a basketball since 3 years old. And I'm not gonna and act like, basketball was like my main thing, because it wasn't. I'm kind of a late bloomer in the sense of the love of it, and then really being able to play it for the first time last year. But like, I feel as though it's like my story about how I fell in love with the game is just unique. So I just love the way that I kind of came around the game and came about loving this game.
I hear that. So, what part of Philly are you from, and what's the basketball culture like out there in Philly?
Okay. So I'm from Upper Darby, PA. It's about 10 minutes outside of West Philly. Like literally they're like right next to each other. And the basketball culture out there, it's not a lot of people don't know a whole lot about it, just because a lot of the kids that are from out there always get lobbed in with the inner city kids and kind of put them together. But we've had some really good players out there. I mean, right now, my little young boy Sean Simons, you know, he's like number 19 in the rankings for the class of 2023. He just got offered by LaSalle and Georgetown, like his first two offers. Like he's a kid from the county, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like kind of like a unknown culture. Like out there, we got the PAL, there's the Police Athletic League out there, and you know, growing up, if you was a youngin' and you hoop, you played in the PAL. You know what I'm saying? Me, I never played in PAL. I only played in PAL like 1 or 2 years. I never really had played. I remember like my first year playing in PAL, you know what I'm saying? Like it was instances of my life. It was like, I think it was going into my junior year of high school. I was just kind of playing for fun, you know what I mean? Like, and like I never understood like people, like I never understood PAL. Like I remember when I was young and like watching it, and I would see like people like come to the PAL, and people would just like, I don't know, it's just, I just get so excited like talking about it. Like people, we talking about in the summertime, people getting off work. What's the move tonight? We're going to PAL. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like a schedule. Go watch the PAL games, chill, then go to George's, which is a water ice spot down the street from the middle school. Like, and it's crazy like how much of like of like a cycle, and that was just like the culture of it. And then outside of PAL, you had the courts. You know what I'm saying? The courts were across the street from the graveyard, Second Ward play area. That's why I put hashtag, you know, 2W4L like on all my stuff. I mean, Second Ward for life. That's the area that's the park that we all grew up playing in. And that, man, back in the day, that was even just me saying back in the day, because it's kind of crazy because it's coming back now with all the Corona things, and they put the rims back up there. And I remember seeing the park packed out, and even while I was home, I had like a little 5-on-5 tournament, and it was packed out at the park. And it was like, but it was nothing compared to when I was like 15. Man, I'll tell you, everyone used to be at the courts. It's three full courts, and be running on all 3 courts. But you wasn't good unless you was running on that first court or that middle court. So it's kind of like it's like the basketball culture is like, if you're not kind of from there and not around there, you wouldn't understand it. You know what I mean? But I love it, man. Like it's like everyone out there is so, you know, underrated, and so many of those guys out there are slept on. So I just love it, man. Like I feel like we got one of the most underrated basketball cultures there is, and you know, definitely a big emphasis for me is putting that on the map. You know what I'm saying? You know, God willing, this Corona stuff and all of that can slow down and pass by, so I can get back to Upper Darby, and I plan playing in a couple of like we're gonna, like last year we had like a alumni showcase from PAL with all the college kids and things like that. I plan on playing in that, you know what I'm saying, and packing the gym out and telling everybody to pull up, you know what I'm saying. And yeah, it's just I don't know, just like I love it, man. I'm happy to be from the county. A lot of people, you know, they're embarrassed. They're like, oh man, I'm from the county, this, that, and the third. But I just embrace it, man. Like I love it. I love it, man. It's just so underrated, and so many people don't know about it. I don't know. It just brings me to it just puts a smile on my face just even talking about it,
man. I hear that. So you went to Monsignor Bonner?
Yeah.
So how tough was it, you know, because you said you had medical reasons. How tough was it not being able to play over there?
It was, I would say my first 2 years, it wasn't that tough. It was hard, but I would say more or less my last 2 years was like the toughest, especially my senior year, because, you know, we had made it to the PCL championship game, and for Catholic League teams, PCL is more important than state. You want to win.
Yeah.
You want to win the Catholic League. That's like the biggest thing. And Bonner, it would have been Bonner's first Catholic League championship since like the 80s or the 70s or something like that. So my senior year was really hard because we ended up losing to Roman Catholic at the buzzer.
I was there that game.
A game
in the
winning layup.
PCL.
Yeah. And you know, that was really tough for me, just because I know for a fact it doesn't matter what anybody else says. If I play in that game, we win that game. I know 100%. I just know what I bring to the table and what I can do, and my energy. You know, we don't lose that game to them. Me being a matchup problem as well. Like I feel like I play in that game, and we win that game all the way through. So that was really hard, you know. And then after that, when we lost in states, it was like, you know, losing in the championship game just deflated us so bad. We had such a good team. We had Isaiah Wong, we had Tariq Ingram, who's at Wake Forest now, Jerry Johnson, who's at Rider right now. We had a good core of what I feel as though really good college basketball players, you know. And after losing in the PCL, it kind of just demoralized us, like the whole run that we had and everything, you know, just not being able to get it done, and especially losing in the way we did. It's not like the last minute or two of the game we were losing. Like, we were winning that game, you know what I mean? So that really deflated us. So it kind of hurt even more when we had went out in states, and then ended up losing to a team that talent-wise we were a lot better than. But a lot of circumstances, I always feel like the refs played a huge part in that game.
Mm-hmm.
And we lost to a team that on paper we probably should have beat by 15, 20 points, in all honesty. They may not feel that way, but I know 9 times out of 10 we run that game back, we don't lose. And we played so terrible and ended up losing, and I think it was overtime or double overtime. You know what I'm saying? Had a chance to even win the game at the buzzer, but missed the free throw. So it's just crazy. And then, you know, just losing the PCL, and then losing, and that was the state semifinal, I believe, state quarterfinal, semifinal, something like that. It was because, you know, we play at Hershey. If we'd have won that game, we'd have went to Hershey, PA to play. So
Right.
losing that game, you know, that hurt a lot. You know, I remember that bus ride back because we had played in a neutral site in Allentown, and man, I was hurt. You know, they had all their fans out there and everything, and we just didn't get it done, man. And that was kind of the main thing that was like the hardest to deal with. Other than that, I was cool because, you know what I'm saying, we had a Jerry, Tariq, Johanse, we had Mike, like we had dudes that could hoop. So I was cool because we was, you know, winning cures everything. You know, so that being said, like it's just like when you lose those close games, man, it just hurts. It just really hurts.
Yeah,
So
man.
I mean, other than that though, I was able to deal with it pretty well. I was able to really like kind of, you know, just kind of motivate myself and just stay patient and kind of stay ready. I'd always prayed to God, and I knew one day would be my turn, and here we are now. So
Indeed. So while you wasn't playing ball, you did get to play in tournaments. Like, what was some of Philly's tournaments that you loved playing in as a youth?
Chosen League, man. Chosen League. That's like the Philly version of Dykeman. You know what I mean?
I know that tournament
So
very,
playing
very
in Chosen,
well.
yes, sir. I got the jersey
I see
hanging
that.
right there. I mean, Chosen League was fun, dog. It was so much fun. It was one of the best experiences I've had. You know, being able to play against the top guys in the city, and kind of being able to hold your own. And, you know, for a lot of people, it was, you know, first time he play competitively, and a lot of people were like, wow, like this kid can hoop. I was in there, I was knocking down a couple of threes, like wow, like this kid is more than just a dude that jumps high. He's got some potential. Other than that, there's that I'm pretty sure you know about it during the AAU season. There's that big Elevate Hoops tournament at Philly U, well, formerly known as Philly U. It's Thomas Jefferson University now, that
Right.
everyone goes to. It's kind of like it's that live period in between it's between like the last regular season kind of circuit, and then it's right before like the Peach Jam and Under Armour finals and then the Adidas Gauntlet Nationals. It's that one Elevate Hoops tournament that just everybody comes to. That was fun as hell. And then outside of that, really outside of that, everything else is kind of out of state. Like, of course, I was up there in Dykeman. That was the experience of a lifetime, playing that entire year in Dykeman. Like, that was, I don't think there's anything like it. Like, I always tell people, like, bruh.
Matter of fact, you know what? I think I probably did see you play, because did you play on the pit? Because I know that there was a Philly team that came up to Dykeman. That might have been that year.
Yes, sir.
That year.
Yes, sir. It was that year. Yes, sir.
2019.
Yes, sir. Jersey right there.
No,
yes, sir.
Not even 2019. It had to be
not
2018.
2019. Like, it was like summer 2018 going into 2018-19.
That's right. That was it. I remember
yes,
that
sir.
very well.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because I do remember there was one summer where there was a Philly team in Dykeman. Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
You guys were pretty good.
I feel like we did well to be there. Yeah, man. We just out there having fun, man. We just out there having fun, man. We love playing under the lights. You know what I'm saying? They gave us those 3 games under the lights, and man, I feel like we showed out. Me, Zid, who's at Harcum Community College right now. Kyrie
man.
Coates, who's at Texas A&M Corpus Christi right now. Khalif, who's in the process of finding a school. We had Tahi, who is at goes to, I believe, is a Division II school in like New Hampshire or up there in that area. He might have transferred. I might be a little off on that, but like we had a good team, dog, and it's funny because Cha-Ching would say he was like, you just pack it 5 deep in the car and head up I-95, man. That's exactly what we did, man. We was 5, 6 deep in the car, hop in and go straight up I-95, man. So that was crazy. I remember we had actually got the opportunity to play the game before Kyrie Walker came down there. I remember.
Yeah.
We had won it. We had won it at the last second. I ain't taking credit, but I did go like 10 for 10 from the free throw line that game at the end of the game. You feel me? It was like foul him. I was knocking things down. I was impressing myself, but just like even playing in the game before, not even have to play in the game. Like I knew about Deshaun. I mean, a lot of you guys know him as Rams. I knew about him being in there. Yeah, and then Kyrie Walker and then you had Big Zach and all them dudes and how they was lighting the summer up, man. And just playing in the game before that, and the people coming up there, and they like just the amount of people that's there, like it was just ridiculous. Like I never just experienced something like that. Like the amount of people that come out and support that, and it's like, hey, like, you know what I'm saying? Like what these Philly dudes doing out here, and we out there and they see us hooping, and they're like, okay, hold up, like these Philly dudes can hoop a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like these Philly dudes out here doing something, and it's kind of crazy. It's like after that, people came out to even watch us a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like that culture and everything up there is just, man, it's unmatched. I mean, the closest thing the closest thing that I've been to it was this league that I played in this summer out in Atlantic City.
Yeah.
Called Stay Hungry Sports, the Stay Hungry League. You know,
I was watching the highlights last night.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the commissioner out there, because he really did his thing, because he had some guys out there. I mean, Brandon Austin was out there, Najee Marshall was out there. Like, we talking about dudes that are in the draft. So many current pros, like dudes that scored like 3,000 points in high school. You know what I mean? Dudes, and we talking about pros. Like, we're not talking about these dudes that played in the middle of nowhere B League making $1,000 a month. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about like A-League pros. Like, these dudes played in Israel, you know, played in Germany, played in Europe, was in that league, you know what I'm saying? Was playing in them FIBA tournaments and things like that. Like, dudes that were really in the field, really in the trenches when it comes to it. Like, shout out to him, man. And that's that league's second year, and it was just a great environment to be around. You know, it was just great to be able to hoop with them guys, and you know, they always come out and support. And probably the funnest thing was playing against those Atlantic City dudes, because, you know, they're going to support them Atlantic City dudes till death, man, and you love it. You know what I'm saying? Just that type of environment, man. I just feel like I'm built for that. I love when you're coming out there and everybody's asking, like, who is this? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because nobody knows you, and you just go out there and make a name for yourself in that jungle. You know what I'm saying? I think that's why I love Dykeman so much. I was out there in that jungle, and I was able to make a name for myself. You know what I'm saying? So definitely that.
Shout outs to that, to Stay Hungry Sports, man. And I hope you get to play again next year. But then again, you never know, because the NCAA, they love to crack down on certain tournaments. So let's say if a tournament ain't NCAA certified, they're gonna try to penalize you just for playing. Like, you might have to sit out a couple games, which is whack. But, you know, some of these tournaments are really you know what I'm saying? Like, there's always good comp in these events. You know.
Yeah, no, I know the commissioner there. He had his they had their what's the name, like their certification and everything from like they when they first started the tournament, they got their NCAA certification.
Good. Yeah.
Like, and they've been just renewing it every year. So that was like the main thing for me, like finding out they had that. Like, I was like, yo, like that's love. Like, they really taking care of it. So just making sure that they renew it and get it right next year. And then, man, I think next year it just has the potential to go up even more. But I know personally next year, you know, whatever school I commit to, I want to come out. You know what I'm saying?
And play at least once, yeah.
I need to make a reappearance. Yeah, man, I need to make a reappearance in Dykeman too. Like, a lot of people ain't seen me. I mean, playing with them high school kids is nice and all, but trying to play with the big dogs.
Now you want to play with the grown men, yeah. Like, in Philly,
I want to get out there.
Yeah, in Philly, I could see that. there may be a pro-am out there. I could be wrong. I think there's supposedly
there is, but college players can't play in it. It's Danny Rumpf, the Rumpf Classic.
Oh, I wasn't talking about Danny Rumpf. I think it was something else. I know about Danny Rumpf. I think it might have been maybe one other tournament, but, you know, it's the same that the Danny Rumpf thing, you know, the Danny Rumpf Classic, that you can't rock out in that. But
because they're playing for money,
right? So, Chosen League, did you play in there when they were on the asphalt outdoors, or did you play when they were in the gym at Fidanci?
I played when they were in. I played when they were in Fidance. I had watched the outdoor games before.
Fidance is a nice gym. I love it, but it's nothing like when they were playing outdoors. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the people is on top of you.
When they were playing outdoors, like, dude,
I know,
crazy, like, just like that environment, and
it's even smaller than Dykeman.
Outside, like, just pull up.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I remember that. Me and my boy Jaquan Bowden
pull up.
Yeah, shout outs to my guy Jaquan Bowden, Who Dreams NYC. Both of us, there was 2 years in a row where the both of us, we both came down from New York. We took Greyhound down there, got on the train, got off at Albany, walked down the block. We got to catch, 2 years worth of the Chosen game. You know what I'm saying? Loved it. I wish that they could have kept it going outdoors, but judging by people's
Yeah.
knees, you know what I'm saying? Like after a while, you know, your knee, like concrete messes up your knees. So I get why he moved it indoors, but you know,
Yeah.
I mean, I miss it being at Chair Shore Playground, man. Like those were some great days.
Man, like that outdoor environment just isn't matched.
It was different, man. It was different.
It's just not matched at all. Like you can't.
For Don's,
I just don't feel like you can match it.
yeah, man. For Don's is good, but it's not as many. From what I've seen, it's not as many people coming in just to see those games. And it's like those bleachers are small. Like you can't really fit the amount of people that used to come to the games at the Chosen League. You can't fit that at Fidance. You just can't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's not.
You might get
There's no knock. There's no knock like against Fidance or anything like that. It's
right.
It's just the fact that, I mean, that many people don't want to just be closed together in the gym.
Exactly.
The gym gets hot.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's just like, I don't know, like I wish I had the opportunity to play outside because,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like one of the dudes that like I look up to the most and kind of model my game after is Derek. And then I remember seeing what Derek did out there and
Derek Jones.
And the show he put on and everything. And I was like, man, I wanna put on a show outside too. I want everybody in Philly to see me too.
Yeah,
you know
man,
what I mean? So it's kind of selfishly.
I wish I had one of them.
Definitely. It's just I don't know. And you know, you never know because the way basketball has kind of been taken away and things like that. Chosen League could come back next year and be ridiculous. You know what I mean?
Well, it's gonna be crazy next year.
So
Can't wait.
but I know me personally, like my dad's a lot involved in the community and stuff like that. Like we're just trying to, you know, just have like something. We want to add it on to the PAL, but the PAL is really like a real like youth thing. You know what I mean? So you know, really like my main thing is I want to try to find a gym and try to you know get something for all. We have a lot in college or just doing other things outside of basketball. You know what I mean? And just having like it don't even got to be like a whole league. Like just like it could be just like a little like 2 or 3 day tournament or something like that.
Right.
Like people don't even understand like the turnout that it would get. Like the amount of people that would just pull up and watch that just to see good basketball. So hopefully this coronavirus stuff clears up. We can.
Yeah, man. I know.
What you were saying?
Yeah. So Georgia Highlands. How did that opportunity come about?
Kind of crazy. I was down here in Atlanta living with my sister, and I was in an open gym, like just hooping in an open run. And one of the coaches there knew Coach JJ, and then had ended up just reaching out to him on some like highlights from the open run, me a scholarship, and I came up here for a visit. And I just had that gut feeling, like I'm like I need to be here. Like, this is the place I need to be. So I ended up committing on the spot on my visit, and the rest is kind of history. Hello.
And yeah, so while you were living, this was after you graduated from Bonner, right?
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, shout outs to Coach JJ Starling, man, good dude, man. So talk about your freshman year last year.
I had a pretty good year. It was. I mean, I had a lot of fun. I learned a lot. What a lot of people don't know about my freshman year is, you know, a lot of people look at my numbers. You know, 10 points, almost 8 rebounds, and they're like, "Why are all these schools on this kid?" But like, I only touched the ball about 1 to 2 times, like in like post-up situations or catching the ball on the wing. You know, really getting the ball in my spots. So that 10 points, I really went out and kind of got it on my own, if that makes sense. You know, I had to get it through offensive rebounds. through just being in the right spot. Kind of had to go out and kind of find it for myself. Offensive rebounding was big for me. I got a lot of my points off offensive rebounds. So I mean, it was a good learning year, but now it's just time to take that next step and move my game into another level. The ultimate goal for me is, as I'm watching these guys play on TV in the bubble right now, is to not only be there but be a contributing factor in there. So, that's the main thing for me. So, I feel as though I had a pretty good freshman year. I did okay, but the huge step that I'm going to take in my game that I feel as though a lot of people are going to see, and a lot of people are going to be surprised, because I'm going to be putting in the work. Still, I'm putting in the work. My body's changing, learning a lot more about my body. I like my freshman year, but I'm just ready for this year.
So, how does it feel finally being able to play organized basketball after missing out on that experience in high school?
I mean, it's great. It's unmatched. I mean, I love it. Like, it's fun. Like, I have a ton of fun, and it's kind of crazy because, like, I love playing games, but I think it's kind of weird, and I don't want anybody to take this the wrong way, but I think I like working out in the process of getting better more than I love games. You know what I mean? Maybe for me, that might be just because, everything hasn't necessarily clicked yet. I haven't got everything, all knocked down to a T, and the game hasn't slowed down for me all the way. But, I love working out, man. It's just that process of getting better and just learning, that's the main thing for me. So definitely that, and it's just a blessing. Like, sometimes I'll be out on the court and I get down on myself, and then I remember when I was sitting on the sideline clapping, that's the only thing I could do. And then I just get a smile on my face, like I'll be running down the court, and my whole mood will change, and my teammates will be like, "Yo, like, what's up with you? Like, you good?" Like, I'll be like, "Man, I'm just blessed. Like, I'm just happy. I'm just happy to be here. You know what I mean? I'm just, I had, a couple years ago, I was begging for this opportunity, and now I finally have it. So
what are the strengths and weaknesses in your game?
I mean, right now, my biggest strength is that my game is very young. I don't really have a set way to play right now. I'm kind of just playing off energy and natural ability, which is, I feel like, my biggest strength, because my game isn't really refined or anywhere near polished yet. So in my eyes, like, my ceiling is, there is no ceiling. I can be as good as I want to be. You know what I mean? So, I mean, weaknesses, of course, my weight. I don't have the best IQ on the court yet. It's easy when you're on the bench to see certain things and point out certain things, but when you're actually in the game and running and got to make decisions on the fly, really need to work on that. Got to work on my ball handling, that and my decision making. So that also ties in with IQ. I need to be a more consistent shooter. I mean, I know I will develop into a more consistent shooter. It's not going to take long. Me being back in the gym and really focusing in on little things like how I release the ball, my elbow being in, little things like that, locking in on, not shooting the ball behind my face, keeping the ball in front of my face, things like that, and my footwork too. A lot of things what people don't understand is it's a lot of things that footwork goes into. So just those culmination of things, and essentially it's like I gotta work on my old game, but I got some of the best advice not too long ago. Was to take two things and go hard and work on them for a month, and then take two more things and go hard and work on them for a month.
Well said,
So
man.
I probably named about 6 or 7 things. I probably named about 6 or 7 things, and I probably got around 6 months to really work on them before the season. So really just going to take that advice and just keep going with it. So
Yeah. So also, what's the secret to your vertical leap?
really, everybody be asking me like, what workout you be doing, this, that, and the third. Like I only worked out on the Vertimax twice, and that was like 3 weeks ago. But really, I just like to think I get it from my dad. Dad is a country boy, born in Raleigh, North Carolina, played at Villanova, played overseas, and them country boys that jump high. So I think it's just in my genes, really. I think I just got it in my genes. It's really like, and I lie to you not, it's really just natural. Like it's kind of like once I started dunking, I just kept dunking, and then I just kind of naturally started jumping higher. Yeah. So
now talk about that JUCO showcase, man. That camp, that was a big one. That was a big coming out party for you.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I loved it. It was a coming out party, and I didn't even play that well. So it's just going to be kind of crazy. A lot of people are going to take what they've seen in the showcase, and they're going to be like, "Yeah, he's good, but not." But when they see me again, I think a lot of people are really gonna it's really gonna understand that was just a coming out party. That's not how we're gonna be in a matter of days. Like I feel like every day I step foot on the court, I get a little bit better. And that JUCO showcase was like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. So you can only imagine, you know what I'm saying? I've been in the gym every day, how much better I feel now. So, that was definitely a coming out party, kind of like putting everybody on notice. But it was putting everybody on notice, but I feel as though they still got no idea like how I'm coming to see it, and just that's why I just can't wait, man. It's gonna be crazy. I think I'm gonna turn a lot of heads and surprise a lot of people.
So at this present time, you have at least, I want to say, probably close to 40 offers. You've got, let me read off some of the schools.
39.
Close to 40. So you have St. Louis, Iona, Mount St. Mary, Little Rock, Cal State Bakersfield, Troy, Nichols State, Morgan State, Norfolk State, Murray State, North Carolina Central, Maryland, NCAA, VCU, East Carolina, SMU, UAB, Ole Miss, Oregon, Mississippi Valley State, Wichita State, LaSalle, Texas Southern, Towson, Cleveland State, Tulsa, Penn State, South Carolina, Alabama, Seton Hall, Memphis, Georgia, FIU, Kansas State, and most recently West Virginia. Like, how does it feel being offered by all these schools after, not being able to play high school?
I feel as though it's just a testament to my hard work and dedication. I feel like, there was a lot of people in my corner in my situation while I wasn't playing that told me to keep my head up, and told a lot of people that, yo, this kid is special, and when he gets the opportunity, he's going to be something. And, I never want anybody to look stupid the way they talking. And so I'm just proving them right and proving myself right. You know what I mean? It's a blessing, and I'm happy to be recruited by all of these schools, being able to talk to some of these coaches that are Hall of Fame, high level coaches. Just being able to speak with them on a somewhat daily basis and ask them for advice and ask them for their opinion on a lot of things is really a blessing, man. I won't even lie. Outside of that, it's just like I've almost been put in a position to be able to help other people. That's what I try to do on Twitter. I try to retweet as much guys' film and things like that, just because I know that there's a high volume of coaches that follow me on social media and things like that. So if me doing something small like retweeting something or shouting somebody's film out or something like that and helping them get noticed, I just try to. I know I can't help everybody, but try to help as many people as possible.
Right.
Just because of the fact that I wasn't always in this position, and I know what it feels like, So really, that's my stance on it. I never try to let it get to my head or anything like that. Never try and think I'm the man or I'm top dog because of that. Because what a lot of people don't understand, that doesn't mean anything until you sign that dotted line.
Right.
Offers can disappear like that. We've all seen a that got into like that are offered their entire, like their whole deal just out of there. So
Right.
you know what I mean? I really just try to take it day by day and just view it as a blessing, and if I can help someone else, try to help someone else.
Now, for school, what does the school have to have to land the services of Langston Wilson?
I mean, definitely the main thing is a strong family environment. They gotta have a strong support for their basketball team and a strong community as well. I pride myself in being someone that's, of course, a kid that's just in the gym working hard and getting in the gym and getting better, but also being able to be in the community and help out and someone that kids can, someone that's available for them to talk to. I always say, if you got my social media, reach out. If you have any questions or anything like that. I'm not the basketball guru, but if you want to ask me anything like that, and I can give you a piece of advice, I always try to get back to those guys and help them out and all of that. So really that's it, and just want to be somewhere that wants to see me succeed and get to the next level. One of the best things you can kind of hear from a coach is not just them wanting you for their team, them wanting you to develop you into a player that can succeed not just at the collegiate level but at the next level as well. So them just wanting your overall success in that sense. So that's definitely a big thing for me as well.
So now, how do you feel about, this whole COVID-19 situation? Like, now the season for you guys has been pushed back until January, and then the season may be extended until April. Like, how do you feel about that?
I mean, personally, I love it. Being a guy that just loves working out and practice and getting better. I just I just view it as more time to become even better. It's scary when you give a guy gym time for September, October, November, December, for like 3 or 4 months just to get better, get my body right and all of that. I just view it as more of a time period so that when it's time to get on the court, there's nothing to be left in the question. It's just giving me more time to prepare to be the best player that I can. And my birthday is in April, so I ain't got no problem playing a game or two on my birthday. You know what I mean? So, really, I have no problems with it. Of course, I would want to play as soon as possible in as many games as possible. But I mean, you just gotta deal with it, man. You gotta go with it, or with the punches, and just be happy that they're even making it a point for us to have a season. So
Right. So this is one of the questions that I love to ask before I lead up to the final question. If you could go back to 2018, what would you tell Langston at 17, 18 as he's going through his trials and tribulations?
crazy. A lot of people ask me that. I've heard that question, not by like media people, just by people in general, and they're always kind of surprised by my answer. You know, I wouldn't tell myself a thing. Um, I would let myself go through what I was going through because um, if I could do it all again, um, and do it all over again, and if I could, go back and play high school ball, I would. Just being where I am right now, and the love story that it's instilled in me, and the humbleness that it's given me, I would let myself go through the exact events that led up to this point, because it was preparing me for success. I feel like it was preparing me to be, the best version of myself. It was preparing me to be the man that I am today. So.
Indeed. Final question. What's next in the future for Langston Wilson and his Georgia Highlands squad?
Man, a lot of people look at us on paper, and we're not necessarily got the craziest amount of names, and we don't really have any true bigs. We just got a lot of guys that can play a lot of positions. But I think the main thing with us is that we play together, and that's scary. Last year, I don't think everyone was on the same page, and I feel like this year everyone is on the same page and clicking from top to bottom. Everyone likes each other, and everyone wants to see everyone succeed. So for me, I feel as though there's no I have to win this conference this year. I have to win the GCAA. Last year losing it hurt. Just seeing people being able to brag and talk down on you and your school, it hurts, and because my school, what I know what my school used to be. They went on a 52-game winning streak. So the motto this year is really just enough said. And we're bringing the old Georgia Highlands back. We just coming in, and everything's a business trip. It's not about the rah-rah and the celebrations and none of that. We just coming in to play basketball. One of the best things I heard was that we come into your house, kicking your door in, taking your stuff, and walking out and walking right past you, not saying a word. So
wow,
that's what we coming for. We coming for everything. It's one team. One team, one mind, one body. Everyone together. You know what I'm saying? We stand strong. Strength in numbers, and you're only as strong as your weakest link. And I feel as though we don't have a weak link. We got 13 Division I players in my eyes. So,
Well, Langston, thank you.
I feel like nah, you're good, man. You're good.
Now go ahead,
man.
man. Finish off.
I feel like I feel like we're gonna surprise a lot of people and turn a lot of heads. So don't be surprised when you see us doing our thing. And we're not gonna brag about it. We're not gonna boast about it. We just basketball players, man. That's all we do. We just gonna come in, play basketball.
Well, Langston, thank you for coming on and sharing your testimonial. And I wish you and Georgia Highlands nothing but the best moving forward this season.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you for having me. Sorry if I was talking too much.
Nah, you was good, man. It's your show. It's your episode, man. It's all good. Well, everybody, this is episode 69 of Hoops Talk with Dave's Joint. Shout outs to this young man, Langston Wilson. He's an incredible talent that's going to definitely be playing on your TV screen very soon. So for everybody from Upper Darby, Pennsylvania, the Philly area, and those that attend school with him at Georgia Highlands College. Definitely check this episode out on YouTube, Facebook, and IGTV. Stay safe, stay blessed. Peace.